Melonheads.
and the cryptids. The Melonheads and the cryptids. I think the Melonheads are opening up for the cryptids this year down at the stadium. Am I right?
That's right. Yes,
That's what I thought. But no, I'd like to know a little bit more about that and how that came to pass, and if maybe you could touch on that a bit.
Well, cryptids are creatures or beings that are thought to exist but have never been proven to exist. But there are lots of existing creatures that were thought to be cryptids at one time, like the platypus, for instance. Who would believe that there was a creature with a duck's bill, fins on its feet, or not fins, but web feet, and they got spurs behind their legs. And then the kangaroo, they talked about the kangaroo, and everybody thought there's no such thing as a giant mouse running around, proven eventually. Even the gorilla, people back in Africa were talking about a man-sized creature, and everybody thought, no way, it's not possible. Well, now we know them as gorillas. The kraken, well, there's proven to be giant squids now, where that was always thought to be a fallacy. So there's lots of things that were thought to be cryptids that are now known to be genuine creatures. Now, the Melonheads, the story goes that there was a doctor and his wife who had started an orphanage. And the doctor was experimenting on these kids. Back in those days, there was no regulation. People didn't really go around checking. And these kids were developing these giant melon-sized heads from the experiments that they were doing on them. And eventually these children revolted. They killed the doctor and his wife, and they burnt down the orphanage. And to this day, around the Kirtland area, their spirits still inhabit the woods. And if you drive around there, you just might see them. That's the Melonheads.
When was this time-wise? Like 100 years ago?
Exactly. I would have to look. I would have to investigate that a little bit more. I don't recall exactly when that was.
It's really, really difficult for me to picture someone with a head that enormous.
But there actually is a true disease that causes that. And I will not even try to figure out how to pronounce it. But there are, and way back when, if you had a disease like that, you were considered to be a monster. You go back in history about witches, people that had epilepsy. They were considered to be witches and evil entities or evil spirits, and they would be killed just because of a medical problem that they had.
Wow, that's a good point. I never thought about that. If you were epileptic, you guys can say that better than me. I've been up since 3:30 this morning. So, but that makes sense. I mean, if someone has a seizure and they're down on the ground, they're going to think that they're having some sort of demon possession, right. Like the demons they're fighting inside the body. I get that, man. That's kind of scary stuff.
Yeah, there were a lot of people who were condemned because of a physical problem that they had. But hopefully we learn from history.